Hello everybody, this is Valencia and welcome to my channel Balloons and Business, where I show you the business of balloon and event decor. So today I'm going to show you how I made this butterfly themed balloon garland for a bridal shower. The theme was "You Give Me Butterflies." So if you want to see how I made this, just stay tuned. Okay, so the colors I'm going to be using is Satin Pearl from Sempertex. I'm going to have a double stuffed satin pearl with white sand from Calisand put inside. And then I'm going to be using Calisand's white gold and then Calisand's chrome mirror gold. Alrighty. So I'm starting off by blowing up 2 balloons at a time. And then I'm going to press them against the floor to release some air, round them out, and then I'm going to tie them together into dupes. And when you're tying double stuffed balloons, you want to make sure you tie the necks of the balloons that are on the inside, okay? And you want to make sure that you leave enough slack at the neck, because you're going to need a long neck in order to do the twist and tie method that I'm going to be using to make my balloon garland base. So now that I've tied all of my balloons into dupes, I'm going to be twisting them together into small clusters. Each of these clusters have 3 dupes, which is a total of 6 balloons. So when you're twisting your balloons into the clusters, you want to make sure that you double twist them. If you only twist them in one time, they may slip out of the balloon clusters. And I've had that happen to me before. So make sure that you double twist your dupes into your clusters and make them nice and secure. So now that I've twisted my balloons into clusters, I'm going to take a neck from one balloon in one cluster and a neck from another balloon in another cluster, and then I'm going to tie them together. And that is how I'm going to make the base of my balloon garland. Now I prefer this method over others because you are using less material. You are just connecting the balloons together with the balloon necks. Now to add some clusters of 5-inch decorators, I'm taking some small clusters of 5-inch balloons. Then I'm taking a 260 and I'm tying 1 cluster of 5-inch balloons on each side of the 260. Then I'm going to wrap that 260 around one of the balloons in the balloon garland. And make sure you wrap it around at least one whole time, preferably twice, because you want to make sure that 260 is nice and secure around that balloon. If you only do it halfway, it will slip out. Now, I love adding 5-inch decorators because not only do they fill in gaps on the balloon garland, but they bring more complexity to the balloon garland and just make it look a lot more polished, in my opinion. So here's what the base of the balloon garland looks like so far. And now I'm going to be adding some 24-inch balloons. I'm adding a 24-inch satin pearl, and I'm basically tying that balloon into the garland by the necks. Just like I made the garland base, that's how I'm adding these 24-inch balloons. Just taking the neck of the 24-inch and then finding another neck in that balloon garland and tying it together. Now, I like to make my balloon garlands as much as possible before I go on the location, because you just never know what you can encounter. So if you have the space in your car to do so, I think it's a great idea to do this beforehand, because you just never know, and it's a great idea to already have your balloon garlands pre-made as much as possible. So now I'm setting things up. I'm putting my white round cover on my round backdrop. So I'm double tying a 260 balloon inside the mouth of my backdrop clamps. And that's how I'm going to be attaching the balloon garland. I'm going to take one half of that 260, wrap it around one end of the balloon garland, take the other half, wrap it around the other side of the balloon garland, and then tie the 2 ends of the 260 together. And I'm doing that all the way around the backdrop. So now I'm adding balloons on to my garland by taking some dupes and just twisting them into the clusters. That's all I'm doing, just twisting them into the clusters there. And I'm rearranging my 5-inch decorators as I'm doing it. That's why I like to use the 260 method for adding those 5-inch decorators because it makes them flexible. You can move those suckers around as needed. Just to note, that wooden butterfly right there, I actually made that, and I am going to be posting a video on how I made that soon. So if you are curious of how to make one of those, I will have that video up soon. So I'm adding my 24-inch balloons by tying them in by the necks, just like I did before. Now, unfortunately, my phone overheated and I lost the rest of my video. So I'm showing you in retrospect how I put my flowers into my balloon garland. I just put the stems into an uninflated balloon, and then I put them into the garland to prevent popping. I also added some clusters to the bottom of the backdrop to create a dramatic effect as if the balloons are cascading down to the floor. And I also wanted to cover up that block that I was using to secure my wooden butterfly. So here is the finished product to this butterfly themed balloon garland that I created for this bridal shower. So if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, go ahead on and like it, and please subscribe, and you'll get notifications on future videos on balloon and event decor. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.